Hi, Lisa. Thank you very much for joining me today. Are you well?
Yes, very well, thank you. Thank you for having me, Stacey.
No, it's been. I've been very excited to have you. Anybody that doesn't know, Lisa, you are one of the organisers at Womanifest, which is the women's festival that's held every year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't go last year. I booked to go and I hurt my back and couldn't actually get there, so I was gutted. But we are on for this year. So, how did you come about being part of Womanifest?
Great question. So thank you for starting with that, because obviously that's really a good way to kind of get the background. So I attended the very first Womanifest, which was in March 2020. At this point, I didn't have a business that I was actively working, and I was 6 months pregnant with my rainbow baby. So my focus was to have my baby and then decide what my plan was, decide what the path was going to
Yeah.
be. I rocked up to this festival. Not it wasn't a festival then. It was actually in an indoor event. It was
Oh, was it?
yeah. So the first one was actually in a hotel. So I rocked up to a manifest, not really having an idea of what my direction was. And I left feeling so inspired, motivated. And that's when I branded myself as the vision board queen. Within a month later, I'd had my first online challenge. I had set up my business and I had plans to create a membership, which I did so when my rainbow baby was literally 6 weeks old. So
Really?
it was from that one event that gave me so much inspiration and really allowed me to step into the direction that I wanted to go in. So I obviously then Womanifest had a special place in my heart. So
Yeah.
the first when we obviously went into lockdown, not long after we came out of lockdown,
Yeah.
and that's when the founder Jodie Salt decided to bring it outside, because we were then allowed to meet up outside and have bigger gatherings outside. So it made sense with obviously Womanifest, the fest
Yeah.
side, becoming a festival. So I applied to speak at the first festival of Womanifest, and that was my real first proper speaking engagement other than local network meetings. And it was incredible. The festival, a vibe of it was absolutely incredible. And then I said, next year I'm going to be on the stage. So the
Did
year
you?
after, I applied to speak and do a speaking slot on the stage. And then the following year, I was part of the advisory team behind the festival. So I was behind the scenes more and helping out with obviously decisions and building up the visibility of the festival. And then not long after that, Jodie decided that she couldn't carry on running the festival, but she didn't want it to stop, because obviously it's such a great event,
Yeah.
and it really does support lots of women and teen girls out there, and especially within today's society. I'm a mum of two girls myself, so I know just how hard those teens are really living in society today. So that's when I stepped forward and offered to take over the festival and run with it in obviously a new way. You know, obviously
Yeah.
we've still got the same mission, we've still got the same purpose, but sometimes some things do need new eyes and new fire behind it, and that's kind of what me and the team bring.
Oh, fabulous. I mean, to be fair, everybody's idea of a festival is different. So your idea of fun and mine will be quite different. But actually, like you said, we all bring something different. But it seems to grow massively over the years. It's like this year, everybody's talking about it. I must admit, I'd not really heard about it before this year.
Yeah.
And this year, it's like everybody, I've had quite a few podcast guests from Womanifest on. We've had Amber on, the human design advert. Fabulous.
Yes, she's
Love
lovely,
her.
isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so it is growing massively. So do you
Yeah,
think you're
and
going to outgrow
that's
your event?
we definitely will outgrow the site that we're
Yeah.
on now. If we don't outgrow it this year, we'll definitely be outgrowing it next year, because it is, you know, it is growing. And like this year, we're already ahead of like double ahead of where we were this time last
Yeah.
year. I've already been inundated with speaker applications, and it's just it's kind of that ripple then, isn't it? You know, the ripple effect that kind of you
Yeah.
start with something, and the more people that get involved, the more the community grows, the ripple that then affects on other people. And we're really proud of that. And obviously I work with two other ladies as part of like the team at Womanifest, and you know, we are working every day to build this as a legacy. And yeah, we didn't found it, we didn't like create the initial idea, but what we have done is we've taken it to that next level, that it had the potential, and it's even got so much more potential to grow even further. And that's exciting. And it's exciting to, you know, we haven't even tapped into the education system of this yet, you know, so even just the thought of being able to do that, you know, that's growing that teen side of it. And that's where, you know, we really want to like bring that and ambassador that home.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Like you said, there's so much that, you know, we can do to help the younger people now. You know, it's some of it's like boundary setting. You know, I'll knowing that you've got that support, that network of strong females around you, that, you know, and women that when I was talking to Amber and another ladies life coach, she was saying that, you know, some people and women especially sort of lose the way partway through the life. You know, they've had kids, they've had a career. When the kids have left home, it's like, who am I? What do I do? And festivals like this really help women see that actually, you know, step into yourself. You know, there's other females here. There's other support.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's such a great opportunity to try new things. Like
Yeah,
obviously there's lots of over the course of the festival, there is like different workshops, you know, different speaking things and things that you might not naturally know about.
yeah,
So giving you the opportunity to try these, taste them, and have a little kind of inkling into, oh, I would actually quite like that. So then you can go on and explore that further. These sorts of events are really great to kind of give you those options to try things, give you those chances to just meet new people as well that you might not ordinarily meet. And it's just
yeah.
a great place to really champion that home.
So when you were saying there's you and two other ladies that are basically doing it, I mean, that's a full-time job.
Oh, yes, it is a full-time job. I'm well aware of that.
So obviously before you were doing this, you have, you know, quite a successful business yourself. So how are you juggling the two?
Um, I'm not going to lie, it's not been an easy task, and
No.
I'm not going to say it is plain sailing, because it absolutely isn't. And it sometimes it does come to a point where I am like, oh my God, I don't think I can actually take any more
Yeah,
on.
put the brakes on.
Whereas last year when we took over, we were kind of a little bit in a full-on kind of, right, this is the first year we need to really
Yeah,
do. Whereas when we've kind of gone into the next year, we had things set in place, like we had
yeah,
our shopping village set up ready so people could book at the event. We've had an opportunity for people to kind of share their feedback, and you know, we've had opportunities for people to put themselves forward for speak. We had all these systems in place so that when it came to this year, those things were a little bit easier and more streamlined. So that's kind of taken the pressure off a little bit this year. We have also added in other events, so we now don't just run a festival, we do have other events as well, so that people can get involved in the community side throughout the
yeah.
year rather than just once a year.
Once a year,
We
yeah.
don't want to be like a one-trick pony as such. We want to be able to run that community. So we've done things like we did a sunrise hike last month. Next month we've got a forest walk. We've got a networking event in December. In February, we've got our Womanifest Award ceremony.
Love
And
you.
so we've got other things that are kind of coming in. We've also got retreats, we've got retreat days, and it's just to kind of keep that community element going so that people don't forget what the
Yeah.
Manifest mission is, because it's a really strong mission and we want to be able to, you know, utilize that not just once a year, we want to do that throughout the year.
No, that's a really good idea. Like you say, it's not like that. You're waiting all year for that 2-day event. when actually there's quite a lot on throughout. I like that. So how did you then? Where did you first hear about the Womanifest? What drove you there to start with? Like you say, you were doing vision boards and you had your business and one for how did you get there?
So when I went to the first one, I didn't have my vision board business. I'd qualified as a vision board coach, but I wasn't doing anything with it. I was literally just sat on it. And I was actually in direct selling when I first heard about it. I was actually a unique presenter. So when I first heard about it, I was selling makeup and skincare. And I'd only ever really gone to unique events because obviously direct selling companies put on their own ambassador events and stuff. And I seen this event pop up and I was like, oh, it looks quite good there. I wouldn't mind trying something other than a unique event. And then I'd actually stepped away from the direct selling industry in the January. But I'd had my ticket, so I'd already bought my ticket at this point. I was like, well, what am I going for? I haven't got a business. Like, I don't really know what I was kind of going for. And I was like, I'm still going to go because I've got nothing to lose. And I didn't really kind of know many people there. I knew a handful of people from networking locally, but I didn't really know anyone. And I was like, so I went on my own the first day. I got the train from North Wales to Manchester, got the train, and I didn't really know what to expect. And I met so many great people that day and I really, really loved it. The following day, I went along with a friend who also has her own business, but she couldn't come on the Saturday, so she could only come on the Sunday. So again, I went along on the Sunday, had a great day. And then I left feeling this kind of like fire inside me. And that's kind of what birthed the Vision Board Queen as such.
So do you run vision board workshops then? Do you do that separately?
I do, but I don't. This is quite controversial because I don't actually run many vision board workshops. People think when they ask me, oh, when's your next workshop? I'm like, don't really run them. And they were like, what? And they look at me as if I'm like stupid. And I'm like, I don't just help you create the vision board. I help you achieve the visions off the vision board.
Okay.
So I don't just sit there and help you stick pretty pictures on a board because you can do that yourself. That's not rocket science. It's actually the blocks and the mindset and all the actions that you need to take to achieve the vision. Okay. So I work with clients through one-to-one coaching. I run a mastermind. I run several different programs. I obviously do talks. And I do run workshops. I'm not saying I don't run them, but it isn't something I actively do like all the time. It's like a very rare thing. But what I work with is underneath the vision board. So anyone can stick a picture on a board. That isn't, a 2-year-old can do that. That isn't the hard part. It's the actual intention, the mindset, the block. So I work under the board to really help you remove all those weeds that are stopping you achieve the vision that you've put on the vision board. Okay.
So it's more of a, like you say, it's not really, you can't really put that into a workshop, can you, as such? You couldn't make that,
you can, but it wouldn't be a quick workshop. So I do things that are more like strategy days or the other day. So last weekend I did a breakthrough day. So we did all around our limiting beliefs. And then at the end of that, we did some arrow breaking, which it was to kind of break those beliefs that we've been holding on to. So it's all about, the added thing that's going to help you really break through that block that's stopping you. So I do more than just obviously sticking the pictures on a board, which is what people think when they think of vision boards, which it is.
It is, but there's so much more to it.
So much more to it that people just think, oh, I just put a picture on a board, stick it up, and that's it. There isn't. You've got the mindset, you've got your blocks, you've got your manifesting, you've got the law of attraction, you've got the strategy, you've got your goals, you've got your showing up, you've got everything that all kind of, the puzzle has to kind of complete everything.
So you also do NLP practitioner, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, so obviously that is obviously what I do with inside the coaching side of the vision board. So
Oh, so you
it's
would work those together?
yeah, so I'd work with obviously NLP, and then I've obviously just now added in the experimental training. So I've got the arrow breaking, the board breaking, fire walking, glass walking. So I kind of do all that to help you through that journey to achieve that vision.
Right, that's interesting. But I've just read about the glass walking. I know the fire walking. I'd booked to do that last. I'm gutted. I couldn't get there last year. I could not walk. Never mind drive myself anywhere. I were in absolute agony. But I've noticed as well. Well, I've noticed that it said I booked to do the fire walk, but it said glass walking this year. So is that new for this year, or is that on all time anyway?
We had glass walking last year. We haven't put the schedule out for next year yet, but we did have glass walking last year. We probably will have it again because it is such a great experience.
Have you done it yourself?
Yeah, I've done it several times, and it is my favourite out of the two.
Is it?
Yeah.
And this might sound a bit daft, but can you actually? Does it actually hurt?
No.
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 Is it in your mind? Is it your mind? Is it
It's
your
your
mind that
mind.
goes?
Everything's in your mind, isn't it? But with glass walking, I think you would prefer glass walking, obviously, with having that spiritual side. Glass walking is more of a spiritual practice, I would say, whereas fire walking is more of a go, go, go kind of energy,
Yeah.
whereas glass walking is a very calm, very
Is it really?
meditation, and each step you take is basically you feel into your body, you're feeling into that glass, and you're connecting inwards. So it's a very I find it more of a spiritual practice,
Yeah.
and that's why I prefer it.
I want to do it.
Yeah, it's a
I'm doing it.
it's a brilliant experience. I absolutely adore it.
So do you, when you say, obviously you do like manifesting the law of attraction, that sort of thing, do you feel like you were sent, well, not sent, but do you feel like you originally went to a manifest, there were no need for you to go, but you got your ticket. Do you feel like you were put there?
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think everything is divine timing.
yeah,
Absolutely everything is divine time. It's like you didn't go last year for a reason.
that's
You
it.
couldn't make it for a reason. What that reason is right now, you don't know.
No,
But in a year's or 2 years down the line, that reason might come about. You might find, well, the reason why I didn't go is because of this, this, and this.
yeah,
And and it's, yeah, I definitely believe in divine timing with absolutely everything. And I definitely think I was in that place at the right time. And I made those connections that I needed to make at that time. And I went to the talks that I needed to go to on
yeah.
that day.
That would set you right for what were to come.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you've got to love how universe works, haven't you? You've got to love
Absolutely.
how the
Yeah,
universe works.
absolutely. And it was just the other day that I actually shared a memory talking about divine timing and stuff. So 6 years ago, I had a memory on my Facebook memories that popped up. And it was a memory of me writing down bit like a journal log, really. Sometimes use my Facebook as a bit of a journal, kind of like to get my thoughts and feelings out. So it was me sharing that at that day, 6 years ago, I got a call off my consultant, and the consultant had received the answers to our reoccurrent miscarriage testing. And the consultant rang me himself. Now, you don't know, I don't know. Lots of women listen to this. You all know how gynecology appointments off take forever. Anything like that takes forever. And he rang me himself at 6 o'clock at night on a Friday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Asking me to go in to see him the following Friday. And I'd wrote this post telling, like, obviously saying, I can't believe my consultant's just rang me on a Friday night asking me to go and see him next week. And he's got our results and we need to put a plan in place.
Okay.
So that was my memory of me sharing that. And I put on there, let's hope this is positive news that our rainbow baby is possible. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the post that I shared. So anyway, and that now looking back at that post, I went to that appointment the following week. I got my answers. I got a plan for when I did fall pregnant. By that Monday, yeah, I was ringing the consultant back to tell him that I was pregnant.
Pregnant. Oh, yeah.
So when I read that memory the other day, I was like, oh my God, that was just like, that call was sent to me, and that appointment was sent to me. Like, I've never had an appointment through within a week, you know, like, never mind, like a call on a Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously the universe knew that I needed that appointment. They sent me that appointment. And if I hadn't have rang back, I very much doubt my child, who is now 5, would be here today.
Oh, that's amazing.
So absolutely, divine timing is everything.
That is actually amazing, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And I think when you've got like stories, or, you know, like that acknowledgement that that is possible, you know, it really does make you more determined and, you know, to show up for your dreams.
Absolutely. So can I just talk about your children? Is that all right?
Yeah.
So you said you had 2. So did you have one and then a series of miscarriages and then the other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Alyssa is 12 and Tally is 5. So we experienced miscarriages from 2017 to 2019. 2016 to 2018, and then 2019 was when I fell pregnant.
Right, okay. But obviously the universe has put exactly what you should have with you.
Yeah.
Okay. When I were looking to have children, we tried for 2 years and we were just totally unsuccessful. When it came out, I had polycystic ovaries, a blocked left tube. There were all sorts going on. They were like, look, I was like, right, okay. Anyway, I'd been on a weekend away with girls and all sorts. I'd felt dreadfully ill throughout. I come back and had my specialist appointment. Anyway, long story short, it turned out I was pregnant with twins. And I had twin boys. But years we tried, and it was like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I always knew that I'd have children, but I actually thought we might adopt, but my own. But it's amazing how it happens.
Yeah.
But I've never experienced another pregnancy since. So I've got what I should have had, and I wanted what I got. So
yeah, and that's all you need, isn't it?
Yeah. So what's next on a personal level for you? Do you have like, well, my next goal is this, or?
Yeah, so obviously I've got a vision board.
Yes.
So on a personal level, so personally, I've been on a health journey this year. So I've lost nearly 4 stone this year.
Oh, well done.
So that's kind of been a personal goal of mine.
Yeah.
I'm also 40 next year. So I've got a 40 before I'm 40 list that I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
Working through my way of that. So they're my personal things. And then on a business perspective, I obviously want to grow Womanifest, because obviously I want to get that out there to more people. And I also I'm going to be running my own event next year in January. So I've been running an online vision board summit since 2021. So I've ran it 5 times now. So it's ran for 5 years online. And this next year is going to be the first year that it comes to life as such, comes to the real world. So basically within the summit, I'm going to change the name as well, because I think it's that its purpose is called the Vision Board Summit, but it's the same principle. So within the summit, what we do is I bring in speakers to help people achieve their visions and their dreams. So for example, obviously a lot of my clients are business women, so we'll have somebody covering like sales, we'll have someone doing goal setting, someone who is, you know, got a goal of like doing podcasts or speaking, you know, book writing. So obviously lots of people have different visions on their vision board, but I do kind of look at like the collective overall arch of themes that I see on vision boards, and I will bring speakers in from those topics and those areas. So obviously there will be manifestation, law of attraction, all the woo side of the vision board, and then obviously the practical strategy side of the vision board as well. So obviously that's the idea, is to bring all of that together, and then we're going to run it as an event. The event will be held at the Story House in Chester, and it will be an opportunity for people to obviously come get involved and work towards their visions. And obviously January being the start of the year, it's a perfect time to get that off the ground and running.
That sounds fabulous. In fact, I feel like I want a place. So if anybody's looking for you and like, look, she sounds like she's right up my street, I'd love to get involved with what she's doing, where do we find you?
So the easiest place to find me is on Facebook, under Lisa Williams. You'll find me with pink hair. And I do have a Facebook group called the Vision Board Lounge, which is also on Facebook. I am on Instagram and TikTok, but I do hang out more on Facebook. You can also find Womanifest on Facebook as well. So it's spelled woman, I, and then fest. That is on Facebook and Instagram, and we do have a TikTok as well. We tend to find most people socialize better on Instagram with Womanifest, but we are on all platforms with that as well.
Oh, fabulous. And when are tickets out for next? They're out now, aren't they?
Tickets are already out, yes. So they're on
I think I've got mine.
Tier 1 tickets are out now, so that'll be the lowest price that you could get them at the moment, and then after that tier ends, the price will go up to the next tier. So, and we also have, if anyone's interested in collaborating with us, we do have some sponsorship opportunities as well, and that's obviously a great way to get involved, get in, you know, into with our mission as well, and really, you know, use that visibility for yourself as well.
Oh, Lisa, it's been amazing speaking to you today. Thank you very much for joining me.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me, Stacey.
And I will be seeing you at Womanifest.
You will, if not before.
If not before, on one of the sessions, but not a workshop.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you very much.